And we're live. Welcome, everybody. This is Progressive HR Live. Thank you for tuning in today. It is a blistery cold winter day here in Madison, Wisconsin. I am here with Waikit Lau, the CEO of RemoteHQ. And I want everybody to know I love this technology. I use this technology with my clients, and I've just found it like completely amazing. And they're constantly adding new things, launching new apps, having different things that are just always amazing me what's coming up. So Waikit, how are you? Where are you coming from today?
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I am based out of Boston, but for the next few months, I'm actually out of Puerto Rico. And this is the magic of remote working and work from home that, COVID has foisted upon us. So the silver lining is that now everyone is remote, and there are technologies that allow us to work remotely. I can actually be in a warmer spot than in the Northeast. I was just hearing that it's going to be 8 degrees tomorrow night in Boston.
Oh my goodness. So you're in Puerto Rico right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. So I'm in Madison. Like I said, I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, and it's a really, really cold day. And we have our furnace is having problems. So if anybody sees me like going and like this, I'm just trying to warm up here. So if you're joining us now, welcome to Progressive HR Live. Please say hello. Tell us where you're joining from, and any comments you have, any questions you have. So we're ready to kick off our questions with Waikit. We're here with Waikit Lau, CEO of RemoteHQ. So Waikit, what is RemoteHQ?
RemoteHQ is a collaboration platform at its most basic layer. The way we explain it, or the way we explain how it works, is you can think about all the video conferencing platform that you're familiar with, like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, you name it, right? All you can do on all these platforms are primarily video conferencing and screen share. How we are different is that we allow you to do so much more than being able to see and hear each other and see each other's screen. And I'll show you a demo what that means. So we allow you to be able to bring different apps that you already use into a collaboration session with audio and video embedded. So for example, you could be working on a Google slide or Google Doc or an Excel spreadsheet, or maybe just going over a website. So we essentially allow you to bring all those things into your session and turn them collaborative with just one click. There's no download. Everything is web-based, so we make it very easy, one click, and intuitive. So that's what RemoteHQ is. We are, as a company, we are about 3 years old right now. When we started the company way before COVID, we decided that we're going to be a remote-first company so that we eat our own dog food. So we have employees today, tens of them around the world. I'm Northeast. My co-founder is in a different city. He is in Rhode Island, but we've got teammates out in Eastern Europe, in Midwest, and some in Asia as well.
Wow, thank you so much. I want to know, where did the idea to build RemoteHQ come from?
It's primarily from my last company. So this is my third startup. The last company I started was about 15 years ago, and we grew to about 500 to 600 people at the peak, about 12 offices around the world. They're mostly sales offices and marketing-related offices, but still, we found ourselves spending a lot of time and money flying people around just so they can meet internally with their colleagues, as well as to meet with clients. So when I left the company, we took the company public in 2013, and then I left shortly after that. So when I left the company, I kind of look back at my 8 years of experience building that company and what the main challenges were. The biggest thing I keep on coming back to was, this is the 21st century. The best we could do is just being able to see each other and see what's on each other's screen. We can't able to replicate all the collaboration modalities that you and I could have if we were in a room together sitting next to each other, right? I can, give you my Excel spreadsheet or my Google Sheet. You can make changes to it, or I can be looking over a kayak flight booking so that you and I can sync our travel plans, and you can make some changes on, well, what if you change, your flight time from this to that? that's very organic, right? But when you're remote, a lot of those things you have a hard time replicating them. So our mission when we started this was we basically said, how can we create a technology platform that allows you to replicate the in-person feeling, whether
Mhm.
you're with a colleague or more importantly, if you're with a customer. And it turns out that's actually ended up being one of the big use case of our platform is customers of us or users of our platform using it with their customers, either in sales demo, in support, in troubleshooting, or in onboarding or training.
Yeah, so I've used it with when I'm helping people optimize their profiles on LinkedIn. I like to go and create these different workspaces so you can. Waikit's going to get to this, but you can create a workspace for a number of different people. And so I create a workspace for each client that I'm working on, and they get everything's different. So I may be using Canva. Well, I can't use Canva yet, but I'll. But Waikit said they're gonna put Canva on there for me. But you can do Google Docs, and you can share your URL. So you're basically working in tandem. You don't have to switch between screens. So going back to our next question, and again, audience, if you have any questions for Waikit, any comments, and if it's just to say hi, throw them in. We're going to go to what makes Remote HQ different from other remote team workspaces.
Yeah, so a few big differences. Number one is you can do things here collaboratively that you can't do anywhere else. And again, it's much easier for me to show you guys what that means in a bit when I go through the demo. That's one. The second one, which is, it may come off as cosmetic, but it turns out it's actually a big differentiation that people have told us. When you are in a conference call, you have different types of layout, right? Zoom has popularized the gallery layout where you see everyone. And then Google Meet back in the day has popularized the active speaker, right? Whoever's speaking is on the main screen. Interestingly enough, if you survey people like what sort of layout they want, you get different answers. You talk to 10 people, you get 10 different answers. So when we build our platform, one of the main things we want to do is to give control back to the users. So with our platform, you can actually configure your layout. Everyone can configure their own layout by dragging and dropping each tiles. Again, I'll show you what that means in a bit, but that's another one. The third one, the last big one is this idea of when you do a meeting today on any video conferencing platform, it's ephemeral, right? I mean, you may take notes, on your notebook, but whether you have that call on Google or on Zoom, it actually doesn't matter because there's no quote unquote history after the call. So we've decided to automate a lot of note takings and a lot of what we call capturing of the data exhaust from the meeting, right? So if you were taking notes or if you were typing an instant message between you and other participants, all these things get captured automatically into a call log. So once the call is over, or once the session is over, you can go through a session log and see, oh, here are the 3 participants for that session. Here's what time they joined and what time they left. Here's all the things that they did. So it turns out it's super helpful because for colleagues who actually missed the meeting, you can send a link to them so that they can see what transpired. Or if you just wanted to have a refresher, on the meeting you had 2 months ago, and say, I had that meeting with Tim and John. We talked about these 2 things. I can't remember what else we talked about. You can go back to the session log and everything will be there.
And am I right? You can jump from room to room.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So if I'm like, okay, Waikit and I are in one session, and then like marketing is having another session, and Waikit asked me a question about marketing, but like, yeah, I don't know, but let me jump to this other room and ask the question, and then I can jump back with Waikit. That's right. Great. Correct.
That's right. So the descriptor we've been using to describe our platform, it's not video conferencing because it's so much more than that. Video conferencing is a small piece of what we do. So the best descriptor we've used to describe our platform is it's a virtual office, right? Think of all the things you can do in a physical office. You pull Jim into a meeting room and you collaborate, and then John and Mike could be having another meeting in a different conference room. We replicate all that. So yeah, the best way to kind of think about our platform is, if you're working remotely and you kind of feel like something is missing, we are sort of the platform that becomes the glue and the collaborative glue that ties different remote workers together.
Thanks, Waikit. Meredith has a question. Zoom allows you to save the chat log from the meeting. How will the save process be different? How will the same process be different?
So it's automatic. So by default, anything that you do in a RemoteHQ room, you don't actually even have to remember to do the action to save it. Everything is essentially saved to the session log. Very important to note, so we take security and privacy very seriously. We actually spent a lot of time perfecting, making sure that it's bulletproof. So if you are the host, only you can see the session log. No one else can do it. Now you can share it. If you happen to have a colleague or a customer, you just want to share the transcript or what happened in the meeting with them, you can. That you actually have to click a button and share the URL, but otherwise they have no access.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Waikit. Question from Candace. Hello from Connecticut. Hi, Candace. Wondering if RemoteHQ will enable such flexibility that parents will be able to retain professional employment while navigating caregiving. Okay, Candace, I'll say that I use this. I use RemoteHQ while I'm taking care of my kids, while I'm cleaning my house, and and while I am teaching or helping my child on virtual Zoom for virtual learning. But that's my answer. I'll let Waikit answer.
I'm with you. I have two young kids, 8 and 5, and they do remote learning by necessity now. And that's how I use our platform on a daily basis with my team, and it actually has helped us be productive together, because a lot of times I can tell without being in the room, I can tell which of my colleagues are in what room. So there's this idea of presence. Again, going back to the virtual office metaphor, I can just glance around the office and see who is meeting with whom. And if I needed to talk to one of them, I can jump into the room if I needed to. So it gives me a lot more flexibility and visibility in ways that I don't necessarily have to have a live conversation with someone.